All right, Coach Ted here in my deep, dark, secret cave. I'm here recording my video log. So I mentioned in my last post that I wanted to talk about basically building on your farmer's walks. So farmer's walks are an amazing exercise. You can accomplish almost anything with them. They help with fat loss, with muscle building, with strength building, etc., etc. So it just depends on the different modalities that you use. You can use anything from different implements. So you can start with kettlebells or dumbbells, and I like to initiate the movement with that. So for somebody who's performing the exercise for the first time, it's a little easier to control than say something that's a little bit longer. So you can use there's special yoke bars that you can use, especially for farmer's walks. They're big, long bars that weigh a ton of weight, and so they basically the longer the object that you use is going to create more perturbations in the core, which means it's going to be a lot more stressful. So especially if you happen to have to turn around with an object like that, trap bar, usually don't really recommend a straight bar, but using, I guess you could use a straight bar and hold one in each hand. So if you're walking down, you're going to be carrying the object there and just walking with it basically perpendicular to you. So you have two bars parallel to each other on each side of you. And you want to be able to hold for specific amounts of time. So say, for example, your goal is going to be fat loss. You're going to want to hold the objects for an extremely long period of time. So somewhere between 1.5 minutes and 2 minutes at a time, maybe even a little beyond that. Beyond 2 minutes is usually will start to work endurance as opposed to fat loss. But and there's a slight difference between the two, but fat loss is going to be very important. So usually about 1:30 to 2 minutes for fat loss goals. If you're trying to build a little muscle, somewhere between 1 minute and 1:30 is going to be your goal. And if you're trying to build some strength, somewhere between 30 and I'd say 45 to potentially 60 seconds. And obviously the less time you're holding your objects, the more weight you're going to try and use. So that's going to affect your strength levels and whatnot. So the object that you use makes a difference. You want something either long, you want to progress the exercise just with like any other exercise. So for example, if you're starting with squats, you want to start with goblet or front squats and then advance to back squats, etc., etc., depending on the client, of course. But so your objects, progressively make them more challenging once you get the feel for the movement. If you have any questions regarding how to perform a farmer's walk properly, you can view my last video and I'll make sure to post this on YouTube as well. If you have any questions, hit me up, let me know. Talk to you later. Coach Ted out.